Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch once again with patch notes 0.9i. And I just want to be clear, these patch notes are so large they probably could have called them 0.91. See, the I kind of looks like a 1. It's not a very funny joke. Either way, this is a very large update. I have already downloaded it. I have already played the game with it, and the game does feel different. You notice a lot of these bugs are gone, and what they did with some sound and loot drops actually increases the experience of the game. I'm telling you right now, you will notice immediately. So I'm not going to read through all this because it would be unbelievably boring, but I will link it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. So let's try and hit some of the main points, starting with the Monolith of Fate endgame. So Rotting Horde, okay? Boss area back to its original side, so the Emperor of Corpses soul bomb attack can now be avoided properly, but additionally the soul bomb has been increased back to its very painful amount it used to be, which means unless you're a tank, basically soul bomb normally would one-shot you, but at least now you can finally get back out of the way. So good luck fighting the Emperor of Corpses again. Fix a bug where leaving a completed Monolith Echo via town portal created before completion would grant rewards without applying the modifier from the Echo. It now applies the modifier as well. Fix an issue in the Fallen Harbor Echoes where one spire would be spawned slightly out of bounds, making it unreachable for some builds. This drove me bananas. There was one time I had a singular skeleton archer that I had to use to kill that damn spire because you have to use ranged. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. That's been fixed. That actually happened on my last stream as well, but I was playing multiplayer, so there was someone there to help me. Fixed an issue in the Barrel Forest Echoes where two spires would spawn right next to each other. Felt weird. And then this one has been a problem since CT has been going, before 090. Fix the shop inventory in Echo of the World, never refreshing or refilling. So back in the day when you would play single player, and you're running echoes every 15 minutes, you would go to the shop and buy your shatter shards, and it would be between 1 and 4. Well, since multiplayer, you buy your shards and then they never come back. That has now been fixed. I like that. Now under gameplay, there's a lot in here. I'm not going to read it all, okay? Change the behavior of left mouse button now properly working. So if you change the left mouse button, but just leave it alone, okay? They've updated bugs with certain damage modifiers. So Abyssal Echoes, Arcane Ascendance, Firebrand, Hungering Souls, Summon Sabretooth, Summon Scorpion, Volatile Reversal, War Cry, and Firestarter's Torch have all been fixed. So I guess their damage multipliers were not working correctly. Okay, so those are all fixed. And then some generic bug stuff in here has all been taken care of. No, I don't want to quote it. Under skills, a lot of skills actually were not functioning correctly. But a couple of things, listen to this. Updated many of the base skill icons, skill tree icons, and passive tree icons throughout the game. This should create a higher quality and more thematic experience for browsing through skill trees and passive trees. These are the little things that up the quality level of Last Epoch. The art, the icons, obviously ensuring everything works correctly, and different sounds and drops. And we will get to that later on. Fix a bug that caused some skill levels and availability skill points to display incorrectly. So a lot of times people are like, dude, I have +4 to skills, but it only shows 20. Why is it like that? You could actually still put the points in, it just doesn't show it. That has finally now been fixed. Fix elemental conversion damage type icons in the skill trees. That is awesome. Fixed a bug in online play where druids could not switch the abilities on their action bar. People have asked me about this over and over and over again. So you can now switch your druid transform abilities. This one gave me a little chuckle. Fix Tempest Strike having a missing texture. There's people out there playing Tempest Strike? I didn't know that was it. And the rest of this is just generic, Thorn Totem, Static Orb, just little bugs with the skills that have all been fixed. Second link in the description will be this article if you want to read it for yourself. Moving over to dungeons. Oh man, this has been a pain point. Yes, it has. Fixed a bug that prevented some players from entering dungeons. The key was consumed and you could not access the lobby. but the transition into the dungeon itself did not appear. We are aware that players can sometimes not interact with the boss door at the end of the dungeon. The window to continue does not appear when you click. This seems to be more likely to happen to players that are by themselves. If this bug happens to you, joining a party should fix the problem. Okay, so this I don't like very much. So basically, if you're playing by yourself, just get a friend and then it'll be fixed. Otherwise, re-log in and try again. We are working on a fix for this. So at least they're giving you a workaround, and they said, you know, they're working on fixing it. But this still technically is not fixed. Fix the bugs that could cause Julra to fail to drop boss-specific unique items or exalts. So during my streams, I've had people come in, and it's like, Aaron, I have fought Julra tier 3 25 times, and she hasn't dropped the boots or gloves or whatever I am looking for. Well, it was a bug. They knew about it. And now they are saying, not that I have tested it, it has been fixed. Item visuals. Okay, you ready for this? All loot now has an animation when it drops on the ground. This is quality of life. This is bringing up the visuals. This is quality of LE. It's probably my favorite section. All loot now is an animation when it drops on the ground. Updated all loot models on the ground. They are more prominent and look better. Added a generic bag model for small items such as jewelry, relics, and belts, and an idol model for all idols. Updated all visual effects for items and gold on the ground. Vertical colored beams. Exalted items now have their own visual effect rather than using the effect of rare items. Added a visual effect to potions on the ground to make them more noticeable in combat. Updated visual effects on all chests being opened. Added a special visual effect from the chest in the Echo of the World. I have personally tested and gone through all of this, and I will tell you that it all functions and makes a huge difference. You will notice loot drops immediately, especially if you are in end game. Okay. A couple of uniques that weren't working correctly that are now working, and they throw in a little joke right here. So one of the uniques now sells for 144 gold from 250. If you know, you know. Hee hee, ha ha. Now quests, I'm not going to read through all this. Anybody that's gone through the campaign knows that there are some quest bugs as far as objectives not updating or getting stuck in certain places, or if you are getting power leveled and jumping through the campaign, sometimes you can trap yourself. A lot of that in here has been fixed. Second link in the description if you'd like to read it for yourself. Moving on to animations. Animations, I told you it's a lot. Fixed a bug where if you left a form while walking, your character would slide in human form instead of playing a walk animation. So this is something that we joke around all the time. Any Druid fans out there, which I've only been playing Druid recently, working on my Hive Queen. When you come out of form, you don't walk. That's been fixed. Fix a bug where if you left a form while using a two-handed weapon, your character would hold it like a one-handed weapon and use a one-handed weapon animation. This is something we've made fun of as well. Under enemies, we are not going to read this. Just fix some bugged enemies. Okay. Sound. Here we go. Unique set exalted legendary items and high rarity crafting materials now have a drop sound effects. You will notice this immediately. All other items now have revised sounds for when they drop. Monolith chests now have a new looping and sound effect. Updated ambient sounds throughout Chapter 3. Fixed the wrong music playing in the courtyard and fixed the Admiral Harton's voice lines being too loud. I actually don't think they're too loud. I like that they're very prominent, but that's fine. Everybody loves LE Air 51. This has now been fixed. Optimization. Okay. Improved performance on 3 different skills. Listen to this. Fixed a small memory leak, improving the performance and stability of long game sessions, and then reduce file size of some textures, slightly reducing the game's install size. So those are the notes. And I know I skipped a lot, but I also covered a lot. Okay. Now, this is what they're currently working on. And they just, in this paragraph, they say that they do have people right now working on 091. Part of the team is working on new content. LE would not say content unless they meant content. So that doesn't mean we're going to be getting, new visuals and new uniques New content to them means something new to do, which is awesome. So here's what they're working on for the future. And this is the end. Improving server and client performance. Poor performance on either side can lead to some types of lag, among other problems. Dude, I'm hoping they're working on this literally every single update. Maintaining game server and server stability, monitoring any data loss. We are confident that any of our online systems have stabilized. We're still looking at it. Fixing gameplay and system bugs. We read through the reports from you and community, and we are also constantly doing our own testing. This includes the dungeon boss door bug mentioned above. Now, one thing I don't see anywhere in here is the Julra bug. And I haven't fought Julra in a while. The Temporal Sanctum boss, where like it's bugged where it teleports you back and the fight is all different. People were saying that it's still a nightmare. So I need to test to see if that's still in there. I'm hoping that's fixed because I got some legendaries I need made. But that is the update beta 0.9i. And anytime they ever drop a patch notes, I'm sure we'll get a beta 0.9IB very, very soon. So that's the update. What do you think? Do you like this? Is there something in here that's driving you crazy that you need fixed that they didn't talk about? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1. I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. But I really mean it only if you think I deserve it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 59 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. Weekly blog posts, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge so you could chit chat with me every day. Chance to win custom merch on our wheel spins. Chance to stream with me. So many other goodies. First link in the description if you want to be number 60. That's all I've got. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron. Out.